I ended up in the line to go to Ivy, the nightclub. And I got to the door and they're like, $30, please. And I said, you don't understand. I'm a VIP guest. I love going to places where the people who work there are kids. All right, your second connection is Rosa Parks to iShow Speed.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode, we have two brand new segments. We've got the Connection Game and we've got Corporate Canon Events. But before that, Trap the Week, we got me and Miguel of Ro next to me.
G'day, g'day.
And we have Senny.
Yo, boys, let's talk about last Saturday. I've got to say, single-handedly one of the weirdest and also coolest things that we've ever done.
One of the best Saturdays I've had in a while as well, just quietly.
I feel like earlier this year I was talking to my friends and I was like, I always wanted to go to Ivy Penthouse. Little did I know, almost 2 months later, I would be there, just in circumstances I would never have imagined or even could have even dreamed of, really.
Well, Ivy Penthouse is infamous. For absolute debauchery that goes on in there.
And I want to straight up come out in front of the allegations and say that we didn't do anything.
No.
My pants were on the entire time. You know, I was completely clean and sober as well. But why were we there, Ro?
Well, I mean, earlier this year, we got an email from, a company called Maison Chen Law Group. So they've emailed us saying, hey guys, do you want to, by any chance, come to our end of financial year event?
Oh, we didn't get served with like a cease and desist or something.
No, this was an invitation to a law group's party. Now, our history with Maison Chen Law Group goes back,
it's gnarly,
honestly, years, and we want to regale you with some lore. So, I think the first time we talked about these guys. By the way, this is not a sponsored post or anything.
No,
these guys DM'd us their corporate Christmas party, or someone from their company did, and they had lion dancers. They had like violinists. They had like the most luxurious grand party out of basically all the corporates. I think they lost in the final. They made it all the way. A no-name law group made it all the way to the final, up against heavyweights like Canva and Atlassian and all these big four companies, and they came in second place. Anyway, since then, the owner of that law group, like she herself actually is quite popular on Instagram. She posts all about immigration law, and if you want to find, if you want a green card, I don't know what she does, but if you want a green card, go to her. Anyways, then Sen and I went to Melbourne one year, and we were having dinner. And it just so happened that the owner, Tracy, was sitting next to us at dinner. And she looks over at us. That was actually pretty gnarly.
Oh, that's actually one of the weirdest things ever.
That was the biggest coincidence of all time. Because we're just sitting having dinner and then someone sits next to us. Then she goes, oh, by the way, I follow you guys on Instagram. Like, I'm Tracy. I'm the CEO of
Tracy from Tracy Migration.
Tracy from Tracy Migration. I'm the CEO of Maison Chen Law Group. And we're like, oh my God.
How do you do?
Yeah, wow. Good to meet you, this and that. And then a year later, she sends us an email being like, hey, you want to come to our end of financial year as VIP, valued and important guests?
Absolutely.
It's at the Ivy Penthouse. And
say less.
Me, Miguel, and Sen just had a quick discussion amongst ourselves, and we said, you know what? Boys, I think we're going to the Ivy Penthouse.
We are free that Saturday night. We shall swing through.
So, we swung through, and we missed
a lot of it.
Because we had soccer. The party started at 6. We rocked up at like 8. So we were a bit late, but we did give the heads up.
I think.
It was late. But we missed what I actually am a bit disappointed by. We missed the strippers, really. They were jellyfish dancers and they were scantily clad, and we missed them all. Now, my question to you is this.
I really have to clarify. They weren't actual strippers.
But, I mean, we'll put the photos up. The video up, you decide whether or not they were the grippers or not. But I mean, let's just talk about this. Thoughts on grippers at a corporate function?
Okay, let's call them jellyfish dancers.
Performers.
Performers?
Yeah.
I mean, not at the ones I've been to. Usually it's the employees doing the stripping at the parties I go to. So no, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, obviously that wouldn't fly in this day and age. You don't think so?
As in, are you talking about jellyfish dancers? Or are you talking about strippers?
We're talking about strippers now. We're talking about women of the night.
All right, no, of course not. But no, I remember just thinking, like, if I was at my Christmas party, and these jellyfish dancers came out, I feel like I wouldn't know where to look, because the jellyfish part of it is they're wearing a hat with kind of like streamers down, so they looked like a jellyfish. But you saw the video. Did they have that many clothes on? I would say probably not.
I reckon that'd be pretty uncomfortable. Like, I've never been to a strip club, but I wouldn't want my first time to be with my workmates.
Although
My career could get heavily limited based on my behavior in the next 10 minutes.
No, I think it's maybe a bonding moment for the colleagues.
No. Have you ever had imagine this, you have a boner at the same time as your close workmate.
Yeah, when you put it like that, look, let's not frame it differently. Let's just frame it as we're going to talk corporate Canon Events. Maybe this is one of them. But so we get there, we miss all that.
Firstly, getting up there was, an adventure in itself. I ended up in the line to go to Ivy, the nightclub, and I got to the door and they're like, $30, please. And I said, you don't understand. I'm a VIP guest. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm here for the law group party. I'm like, what? And I'm like, level 4. And they're like, oh, you got to go to the other entrance. And then we went to the other one and then we went up and we ended up in the Ivy pool bar, also known as Frankie's, what is it? Jimmy's
rooftop.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm here for the law group party. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, fuck, how do I get to the penthouse?
So this guy was so late.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to go back down, talk to the secchi and go to the other elevator that takes you to level 5. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, all right. So I had to go back down and then come back up.
So with the elevator situation, it's actually crazy because they would not they basically press the buttons for you.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to the floor that the people at the front of the line were pressed, you're not getting on the lift.
They physically assault you and not let you in.
They don't let you on. So it's like, all right, so we were waiting. It's like everyone's gone Jimmy's rooftop. Everyone's going, what a Marco Polo, this, that, right?
Yeah.
And then we're waiting. And then eventually it's like, all right, sweet. We're going to Ivy Penthouse level 4. People try to get in. The secchi's like, please stay back. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get up to the thing. And to be honest, it's actually a great event. The good thing, I really like these corporate events that are not big events. Like this Tracy migration lady, she's flown in her team from the Philippines, also with the rest of her team. So there's like 50 to 60 people there. Delightful.
Yeah, it was good. Because it's 70 people and they were all there.
They're all there to have a good time. There's not like 1,000 people, do you know what I mean? Like everyone's like having a good time with each other.
Also,
which
I realized
nice.
everyone there was obviously employees. We were there, not employees, but we were allowed to bring plus ones as well. Whereas all the employees, it was just them on their own.
No, I think that was just a nice thing that they did. They did for us. But
enough.
anyways, we met a couple of fans of the pod. We met Garland and Gracie.
Not to be confused with Tracy.
Tracy,
of
no,
course.
it's Tracy and then her sister Gracie and her partner Garland, who actually is the number one fan. We actually might have to thank him for getting us the invite because them two are the number one fans. But we get in and then there's, how at parties or formal functions, there's like photo booths and stuff like that.
Oh, thanks for the reminder. I actually need to unfollow them. Thank you. But tell your story.
There was no photo booth. How would you even describe what they had?
So if you've seen, what is it, the Oscars?
It's like red carpet events.
Like the red carpet events, there's that one geezer on TikTok who runs the whole thing.
The Asian Donnie with the long hair.
Exactly. And he tells you to pose and the camera like swings in and then it's like a full slow-mo video. That's what they had. They called it a Glambot or something. Something like that. So it's not a photo booth. You don't take photos, but it's a video. And then during your action pose or whatever, it's meant to go slow-mo and like really cool.
So what I've seen is the one where you're dancing and the thing swings around in a
completely
circle.
different. That's a 360.
That's the 360. They had it at Bella Vista Hotel. Me, Manu, and John did it a few years ago.
But they didn't have that. So they had this like Glambot thing. So the camera's kind of in front of you and this lady is kind of telling you to, she was like telling us to like do gun fingers and
all sorts of weird poses.
Yeah.
Which we ignored.
Yeah. But we actually got some good footage there. Sen's got a tribute on his own, I dare suggest. And then there's a couple with us.
That footage come out. It's damaging stuff. It's negative aura.
But and
she was trying to shield the shit out of that man.
No, the worst thing was I was like, hey, can we get the video, right? Photo booth, they print it out straight away. She's like, oh no, you have to follow my page and then we're going to DM it to you the day after.
Yeah, I'm like, can I have the video? And she shoves a QR code in my face. I'm like, no.
The thing is, she's not even DMing your specific video. She just DMs you the Google Drive.
She just sent the whole thing. So I've got everyone at Maison Chen Law Group.
And everyone's got you.
Fuck.
But so there was that and there were like Labubu themed cakes.
Labubu cupcakes, a big ass Labubu cake.
Some food, which we were demolishing the gnocchi. and the churros. It was a great event. The DJ was great as well, I must say. Very good DJ. It was a white party themed.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been to a white party since UNSW white party. And that was a famous white party because that was when our friend got banned from the marquee, now defunct.
Not connected, those two events.
Not connected, but
Bro thought it was a good idea to steal a whole bottle.
yeah. So
Can you actually tell that story? Because I wasn't there that night, so I still want to hear what happened.
So what happened is
Just name and shame. Who cares?
we were at Marquee and we were at the party that we paid for and we were just chilling. And then we were just like, I don't know, we were just getting more and more sauced.
Right.
And then I think the bar was circular and the bartenders were at one half of the circle.
Okay.
And the back half of the circle was unmanned.
Oh, okay.
And so we're sitting at these like Ciroc bottles, like Grey Goose bottles, like this
You're
and
looking at
that.
the high end stuff.
Yeah, of course, right? We're like 18 or 19 at the time.
No Smirnoff for me, please.
No, didn't want any of that garbage. So we look and we ask our friend, like, hey, mate, do you reckon we can just try and just grab a bottle and sneak away? And then
So wait, you were egging him on essentially.
I was one of the people that were egging him on. Not me solely, but I will put my hand up. I was
were you doing it as a
culprit.
laugh or also like you were kind of hoping he would do it?
No, I was hoping we would do it.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I was pretty intoxicated at the time. So honestly, everything was a laugh at that stage. So we're like, hey, just go get the bottle. Like we'll share it. So he gets the bottle and then he's first flexing at the back of the bar, like behind the bar table, pouring the drink straight into his mouth. And we're like hooting and hollering like, fantastic, mate, bring it out. So we decide to bring it out. We go outside of the party. So we're stashing this like bottle here. We thought we were home scot-free, right? Now we're all taking turns just swigging from the bottle, mate. Not a care in the world. I think they've seen us on the cameras because security just comes storming, dude. And then I think the person who stole the bottle, he still had the bottle in his hand. So then I think they saw on the cameras that it was him. So they've taken him to like
Only. So none of you, the rest of you were fine.
yeah, we were chilling. They're taking him to the back room and then basically just
Give
like
it a couple of lashings.
yeah, giving him the business. And so we're talking to him outside. So we're like, all right, he's obviously been kicked out at that stage. So we also go out and then we're like, oh, what's doing?
I swear I saw him in the bushes across the street. You know how there's a park outside the Star? Like there's a big...
Oh, yeah.
I saw he was just there somewhere under a tree or something.
Yeah, because he's been kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just in a dark park under a tree by himself. That was a sight to behold.
So then we asked him like what happened in the room. And he's like, oh, like they've just basically banned me from Marquee for
Did
life.
they fine him?
I don't think they fined him. I think they've just blacklisted him from the...
I thought they blackmailed him. Essentially, they're like, give us $400 right now.
I think he paid some money.
He paid some money.
Yeah, my memory's hazy from this night.
Can we call him right now and ask him?
What happened? Either way, end of the story was last party we went to.
Yes, sorry.
That happened.
No such business. or
No such
behavior.
business,
Yeah.
but-
All good business.
Mate, plenty of good business. But the Ivy Penthouse is actually a beautiful venue.
It is. It's basically, as the name suggests, it's a penthouse. There's a spa in there outside on the balcony. There's a massive bathtub, and then there's showers on one side, and then in the middle there was the Glambot, and on the other side were more showers, except it was just glass, so it was completely see through.
Yeah, so Sen was taking a Waz, and that was also semi see through. So if you wanted to be a little peeping Tom, you could, but. I mean, I gotta say,
Take a look, bro.
no, I was looking at the Glambot, dude. Glambot number one. But no, all in all, it was a good night. Anyways, we finished up there at about 11 and then we were feeling peckish because we obviously came late and we missed like the bulk of the food.
So ran, the game of our lives before that. So we're very hungry.
Exactly.
Of course.
So we decided to wander around Miguel's favorite street, George Street, to see what was on offer. And lo and behold, Bar Totti's was open. Now we at this podcast have a very tumultuous relationship with
Famously
anti-Bar Totti's, dare I suggest. It's overpriced.
It's overpriced.
The food is, pretty bang average.
Kush has a vendetta against the bread specifically.
Yeah, he doesn't like the bread, but apparently everyone loves the bread. Anyways, we're there at 11:30. It's basically the only place that like serves substantial food and is willing to take us. So like, fantastic. We'll get a seat. There's no seats inside, so we're sitting outside, and we decide to order. Now, what are your thoughts on the food?
Delightful.
New and updated.
It was good. I like it. I've never been anti, just to put my hand up, I feel.
Yeah, I felt like I was indifferent, but no, it's good food.
For a clip, I was anti, but I think, personally deep down, I've always been a fan. But it's not cheap. I'm never going to say it's bargain food. I'll stand by that. It's not the cheapest meal, but it's good. Was this your first time, Ro?
No, I've been there before, but I will say the entrees or whatever, I didn't care for them at all. Like the breads
Antipasti ain't.
the breads, the olives, the tomatoes for $8.50, the nduja for $16. You know, these prices are like ingrained in my head. Honestly, none of them I cared for at all. I will say that pasta that you ordered, Sen, what was that one?
The crab.
The crab, spanner crab or whatever.
Wowie.
That's fantastic.
Delightful.
Don't even bother. Did you actually like they were fine.
I liked it.
Like
yeah.
serviceable.
What, the bread?
Just everything. If I had to put on a tier list, like the antipasties is
I think it was good.
I would say it's good.
I'm not putting it down to serviceable.
I would have said it's one above serviceable.
But the actual pasta.
Do you like the fundamentally bread, cheese, and meat?
Yeah, I do.
So what was lacking about this one?
As in like,
what variation of bread, cheese, and meat do you like then?
His problem wasn't the bread, cheese, and meat. It's the dollar signs that were attached to it.
No, that's actually not the problem sign. Because when we went to that Italian place in Melbourne. That blows Totti's out the water.
Yeah.
That bread, cheese, and meat was far better.
That was better.
Way better. Like the bread, cheese, and meat. The bread was fine. Whatever. It's okay. Serviceable, like I said. The cheese, again, like how many different ways can you do burrata? And then the meat was whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
It's all the same stuff.
What is it? Bruschetta? Bruschetta, yeah. But I will say.
Prosciutto.
Whatever. Bruschetta is the other thing. Yeah, prosciutto. But I will say, like, having a place to go, I will give Totti's this credit, right? 11:30 meal. We finished up at like 12:15, 12:30. That's fantastic.
See, George Street, boys. I've been harping on about George Street for months, and finally I get the fruits of my labor. It's a good street.
It is. I didn't say it was a bad street. Like I said,
you laughed at me.
It's not the
Who's
best
laughing
street
now?
But anyways, that was our Saturday night. It was. I would say it was quite eventful.
And then Sunday we spent a lot of it filming Marcha. And then all I was thinking on the Sunday on the metro home is, how the fuck do I explain to my friends at work what I did on the weekend? Yeah. Luckily, no one gave a shit, so no one actually asked me, so it was fine.
Got home at like 2:30.
Yeah.
Back at 10 a.m.
Run it back.
To film Marcha for you people at home, man. The grind.
I got a quick one, boys. It's not really a story, but it was an experience that I did a couple of weeks ago. I went properly karting for the first time. So I did the hyperkart in Moore Park last year, and I got to say that was garbage, just straight garbage. I don't know. I think you've tried it, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts on it?
Yeah. Because like they throttle your speed, and so the thing is, it's too thin to overtake. So if the person in front of you can't reach the speed, like the timings to get the 10% boosts,
you're just stuck
behind them the whole time.
Yeah.
So there becomes a time like at the beginning it's fun because everyone's the same speed, and then as you kind of go around the track, you realize that some people obviously aren't going that quick, and then you just get stuck. So I don't like it either.
So that was my first time doing karting.
Also, where Kush got in his little accident. Remember that?
Yeah, when I think Kush
he went up someone's bum or something.
Yeah, and then he
in the
ruined
cart.
his neck.
And I think was it his lower back or his neck? I can't remember. He injured something.
He skipped an episode because he had whiplash from that event.
It's a bit of CTE. And then so this time was outdoor karting. Have you guys heard of a place called Luddenham?
No, I thought that was in like London somewhere in the UK.
I literally, so it's like all the way in the southwest. I could see the new Western Sydney airport from this racetrack. So that's where this place was.
Badgerys Creek nearby.
Basically Badgerys Creek. Dude, it was fun. It was good. It was outdoors, a proper circuit. It was good cars. And the main thing I took away from it was I love going to places where the people who work there are kids and they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like where they just like have no regard for anything. So like so we had 3 laps. So we had a 5-minute lap, a 5-minute like
I was going to let
time.
that go.
Yeah, let it go. I love going to places where there are kids cut there.
That'll be the start of the episode. I know that already. So we had like 3 trials. So you had 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, and then a 15-minute like final. Like you just do your fastest lap, and whoever gets the fastest lap wins. Anyway, they gave us like literally one of the kids comes up to us before we start. He gives us like a 30-second safety demonstration, like telling you what not to do. If you do something wrong, this is what happens. And the thing is, he was like kind of whispering it. So that only the people at the front heard. I didn't even hear any of it. One part I did hear is if you do anything dangerous, you're going to get black flagged. I'm like, probably they mean, if you, accidentally, like purposely try and take someone out.
Yeah. So
we were driving around and there was one part where it was like a little S turn. And so every time I came around, I was trying to figure out, can I just take that turn just dead straight without having to, because there was a bit of a gap. So I was seeing if I could absolutely gun it. And so I was coming around, I was taking it slow at first, and I was going faster and faster. One time I took it way too fast and I just smashed straight into the barriers. And And then I came back around for my next lap, and the guy's got the big black flag out. Like, fuck, you're kidding. So that, and then basically when they say you have a black flag, you have to go back to the pit lane. And the pit lane's all the way at the start of the lap. So I went all the way around, and I went into the pit lane, and I drive up, and this kid's on his phone, and he looks up at me, and he's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, the guy waved the black flag over there." He looked at me, looked at the car. He's like, "Nah, just go back out there."
Beautiful. What a guy.
Guy did not give a shit whatsoever. And then at that point, I'm like, I think it's fair game now. I'm just going to push it as hard as I can. And then, yeah, it kind of descended into who could hit each other's cars the hardest.
Oh, you were actually doing like bumper cars?
No. But one guy was. So I should have said this was for my friend's Bucks. And so there was 10 of us, and 2 of them were his brothers. And his youngest brother, for the last time we went around, because it was the final lap, it was the final time we went out, and it was basically fastest lap wins. This guy was basically trying to stop other people from going fast. And so he was like swerve in front of you or like hold up the lane. At one point there was 3 people behind him. I came up behind. One of them brake checked me, and I went straight into the back of him.
Yeah.
And this guy was holding up everyone. But no, it was actually really good fun. Really, really good fun. Dude, I had a massive headache at the end. Like, I think the whiplash or just smelling fumes for like 2 hours straight.
Yeah, because that's actually petrol, because the other ones are all electric
Electric
cars.
Yeah. Nah, it was good fun. Really good fun. Alrighty, new game today. The connections game. So the way it's going to work is I've already given the boys 2 names, and they're going to have to tell me how many degrees of separation they can think of between those 2 names. And ideally, lowest will win, but look, if you've got an entertaining one, I might give you the point as well.
Points are up for grabs.
Points are up for grabs, of course. All right, so the first one I gave you was Gandhi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
What if I told you, Migs, I could get Gandhi to Ronaldo in 2 degrees of separation?
That's crazy.
I would love to hear them. I got it in 4.
4? I got it in 4 if you don't count this one.
Okay.
So, Gandhi in 1931, he traveled to London.
Did he?
He did. And there, he got made a Madame Tussauds statue.
Madame Tussauds is back there in 1931?
You know, also got a Madame Tussauds statue in 2009. Ronaldo!
Sui.
Is that 1 degree? No, that's 2 degrees.
That's 2 degrees.
That's 2 degrees. All right, Are
we counting that?
You know what? I don't mind that. Actually, I don't mind that. I don't mind that, but I want to hear your... Actually, no, we'll hear Manu's 4 and then we'll hear your 4.
I went down a similar starting route. And
Gandhi to London.
Yeah, he went to University College London.
Oh, beautiful.
In his youth, where the current chancellor these days is Princess Anne. You know who's related to Princess Anne?
Prince Andrew.
Another prince. Prince William. And Prince William, what did he go on? Peter Crouch's podcast. And who played against Peter Crouch in the 2006 World Cup? My man, Cristiano Ronaldo.
All right. I want to hear your 4.
No, my other 4 is actually crazy. I went some serious research here. So again, in London, you know who Gandhi met? He met Charlie Chaplin.
Did he?
He met
Dude, he had
Charlie
a
Chaplin.
hell of a life.
He did. And in 1967, Charlie Chaplin had a movie. It's called The Countess of Hong Kong, where he works with Marlon Brando.
Oh, beautiful. The Godfather.
That is right. The next is Marlon Brando to James Caan, where Don Vito and Sonny Carlone in The Godfather.
Oh, here we go.
And then James Caan plays himself in a Simpsons episode, All's Fair in Oven War.
Oh, okay.
Ronaldo also plays himself in a Simpsons episode, Marge Gamer.
Was Cristiano Ronaldo on The Simpsons? I know Brazilian Ronaldo was on an episode. I don't know.
I feel like he
Portuguese
was.
Ronaldo.
I feel like he was.
Oh.
So those are my 4.
But I'll pay your 2. I'll pay your 2.
It's good. 2 is very good.
All right, Rose on the board. All right, your second connection is Rosa Parks to iShow Speed.
Migs, you can go first here.
Well, how many did you get in? I got in 5, bro.
I got it in 4.
Here we go.
Pipped again, but I'll start us off, right? So Rosa Parks, you know, in the later stages of her life, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Bill Clinton. Look, Bill Clinton did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. But who did he have sexual relations with? Hillary Clinton, of course.
I'd hope so.
And Hillary Clinton ran against Donald Trump during her presidential campaign.
True.
And Donald Trump is famously impersonated by both the Chinese Donald Trump impersonator and Tony from LC Sign, if you're a fan on TikTok. All right?
Who's this?
You know that guy.
You know that guy. And who met them in China in his vlogging trip? I show speed.
Did he meet him?
They met both of them
that's
and they had a
crazy.
trump off.
Oh, I do remember this. Yes,
There you
I
go.
do
Those are
remember
my
this.
5.
Wow, I didn't think we'd get to Monica Lewinsky there, but sure.
I went a different route. So Rosa Parks, she met Nelson Mandela after he was released from prison from Michigan in 1990.
Jeez, it's like Superman and Batman meeting.
Exactly. But Mandela also met David Beckham in 2003 when England played South Africa in Durban. Obviously, Beckham and Ronaldo both played for United, and Speed comes back to Ronaldo. They met when Speed was streaming.
Fair
Play
enough.
on.
Play on. All right, Ro, 2 points there. All righty, your third connection is Cleopatra to LeBron James.
I had trouble with this one, right?
So did I. Heavy trouble.
It's a tough one.
Mine,
We had to go through the ages, bro.
mine is 9.
I got it in 6.
All right.
Crazy. I want to hear the 9. It's
All right. So, starting with Cleopatra.
going to be a history lesson.
Cleopatra went to war alongside Mark Antony in the Liberators' Civil War. Who else went to Civil War?
Captain America?
The Avengers. All right. And who else was nicknamed the Avengers? The heroic 2024 US Olympic
Of course.
basketball team. And who played on the 2024 US basketball team? Anthony Davis, of course. And who famously played alongside Anthony Davis? Kyrie Irving. And who did Kyrie Irving win? Who did Kyrie Irving win his only championship with? Tristan Thompson.
Kevin Love.
We have to go Tristan Thompson for this one, Senny.
Wait, surely not.
Tristan Thompson was famously involved with a Kardashian. Who else was? Kanye West. We all know that. And who else is it? And who is another controversial American rapper who is in the news currently? P.
Travis
Diddy.
Scott.
And who famously said, "There ain't no party like a Diddy party"? LeBron James, King James himself.
I like that.
That's
I like
my
that.
9.
That 9 was good.
That's a
a
solid
tough 9 to
9.
beat.
All right.
Could have had it in 4 or 5 there.
Like 2, really.
All right. I've gone Cleopatra. Who did she have a relationship with? Our friend Julius Caesar,
Did she actually?
friend of Mark Antony.
Oh, wow.
Now, Julius Caesar was also a play written by William Shakespeare. And William Shakespeare married a woman by the name of Anne Hathaway.
Here we go. If we're going down that route, I could have got it in 2, really.
Was he actually?
Yeah. You know who else is another famous Anne Hathaway? The Anne Hathaway, the actress from Hollywood. Now, who's Anne Hathaway connected with? Her and Zendaya both starred in a Bulgari short film, Unexpected Wonders.
Of course.
And Zendaya and LeBron were both in the seminal classic Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Very good. Very good. But I got to give that to Manu.
Fair enough.
That's outstanding work. All right. Currently 2-1. Your fourth one is the Treaty of Versailles and Karl Stevanovic.
So we've gone inanimate objects now, Senny.
Yeah, you got a historical event now.
I got it in 6, bro.
This was actually an easy one. I got it in 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear the 6 first.
Oh, here we go again. All right. The Treaty of Versailles was famously signed after the death of Franz Ferdinand. Name me another famous Ferdinand said. Anton Ferdinand, of course. And where did Anton Ferdinand play at the start of his footballing career? West Ham. Who also played for West Ham during that era. Famous Socceroos captain, Lucas Neal. Who else captained an Australian national team? Former cricketer Michael Clark.
Yes.
And who was embroiled in a public altercation up in Noosa in January 2023? Big Karl Stefanovic.
Karl Stefanovic.
Surely you have a Michael Clark reference in here as well.
No, I don't.
You didn't go down the mic?
No, because I didn't actually. I couldn't get to Michael Clark from the Treaty of Versailles. He went bloody Franz Ferdinand to.
Yeah, you know Anton Ferdinand, bro. That's kind of on you, man.
Never heard of the guy. How was I supposed to get to Michael Clark? All right, my three, very simple, very simple. Treaty of Versailles, signed by Billy Hughes, the Prime Minister of Australia in 1919. You know who else was the Prime Minister of Australia? Anthony Albanese.
Yeah.
They were both Prime Ministers of Australia. And you know who was grilled on the Today Show about his disastrous budget in 2022? Albanese.
Albanese?
By who? The none other than himself, Carlos Stefanovic.
Big Carlos.
No, I like the Anton Ferdinand.
No, that's bullcrap.
All right, duel. Final round. Leonardo da Vinci to Kim Jong-un.
I've gone another 6 row.
I've gone 4 here.
All right.
Dude, I'm getting smoked with these numbers.
Yeah, but apparently it's a comedy show these days. All right. What do you want to hear first?
Nah, let's hear your 4.
My 4? All right. Da Vinci to Kim Jong-un. Da Vinci, what painting did he paint, boys, in the Louvre? Mona Lisa. Now, where was it hung? In the Louvre, in Paris. Now, the third connection is Donald Trump visited Paris in 2017 on Bastille Day. And you know who else Donald Trump visited? Kim Jong-un at the Singapore summit in 2018.
Wow.
I'm with receipts. Fair play, man.
All right. Who's your 6?
All right. Leonardo da Vinci, famously born in Florence in 1452, which we all know, of course.
Of course.
Who else was born in Florence? Donatello and Michelangelo, the famous artists. But also, make up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course.
Of course.
And where are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from?
New York.
A sewer in New York, obviously. And what else is from New York? The famous New York Knickerbockers, known as the Knicks.
The Knicks.
Is that actually... No way.
Yeah.
Is that their full
The
name?
Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
And they play in the Eastern Conference, where the Chicago Bulls also play. Home of the famous Big Three, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, of course, famously visited North Korea in 2013 and shook hands with Kim Jong-un.
Well, that's very good. Very
you
good.
go.
But Ro was right. The name of the game was to get in the least amount of connections. So, Ro, you'll get the win there.
You.
Well done.
Well done, Ro.
Let us know if any of that made sense. Righty, our segment today is corporate Canon events. So you guys might have seen on the story the other day, we had someone write in and told us that they were at Chinatown Noodle King with their team, and someone in their team got hopelessly drunk. And they actually sent us the full story, but it revealed a few too many details, so we probably won't be reading that out just to, save face for everyone. But they gave us the idea. What other corporate Canon events are there? Obviously, let's start off with, Chinatown Noodle King is a staple of the genre. How many times, probably as a grad, every grad dinner, I reckon, not every grad dinner, but a lot of grad dinners in your first year as your grad job. Friday night, you're there, not really there for the food, not really there for any other reason. Yeah, or the service.
The ambiance.
You're there because it's free BYO and it's like
$3 dumplings.
And there's a party atmosphere in there. Everyone is hooting and hollering and carrying on like pork chops. It's great.
For me, it was, you finish work, you go happy hour somewhere, then you go Chinatown Noodle King for dinner, you go down the road to Sanctuary Hotel, you get some Long Island iced teas, then you go club somewhere, and then you come back to that similar area and you go karaoke. That's the stereotypical post-work.
That's a circuit. That's the absolute circuit. And we did it every Friday, almost every Friday for years until COVID, I got to say. But the first time you do it is a Canon event.
100%. Also, I got to say, there has to be some collusion between the Chinatown Noodle King and the Red Bottle across the street. There has to be
something going on there. There's something.
Some synergies. All right, my next one, and my fellow ethnic people will, I think, resonate with this one, is having someone misspell your name on an email. The first time it happened, you're like, oh, it must be a genuine mistake. The second time, you're like, oh, well, mate, come on, got to pay attention. The third time, you're just fuming. I'm like, fuck's sake, man. My name is literally in the email that you've typed in.
What do you get? So your name is Senthurin, full name?
Well, at most of my jobs, I've gone by Sen.
And then misspelling Sen?
Three letters.
I've gotten Sneh. And I've gotten Seb.
Oh, that's actually criminal. Sen is literally...
And then I've even gotten my last name. Hi, Devendra Lingam. Well, that's my father, mate.
Yeah, call me Mister. No, that's fine. I don't mind the last name, but if you can't get 3 letters right, that's a bit.
The most common one for me, Miguel, is that instead of a G, they put a Q.
Oh, Miguel.
So it's Miguel.
Arteta.
It's crazy.
Extra Spanish.
I got robot.
No, surely that's you go by row, they type row, and then
that's auto
fills to
I know
robot.
it's autocorrect, but it's still ridiculous.
Hilarious. My next Canon event is rushing to get to bungalow before the happy hour ends. So happy hour ran from 4 to 6. I'm talking about pre-COVID. So I'm talking about 2019, 2020, start of 2020. Happy hour was 4 to 6, $5 schooners. Wow. In this economy, could never happen. But it always happened around 5:50, 5:55. There was a mad rush to the bar for people trying to line up to get the last couple of drinks before the happy hour ends. Dude, the line used to go from the bar to basically the entrance of Bungalow. It was hectic. So my mate used to just go up and order 3. And I've got a photo of him triple parking himself with 3 schooners.
For himself or?
Yeah, all for himself.
Wow.
I think those are 2 separate Canon events. I had similar. The one is if someone puts a 5 p.m. meeting on a Friday, 5:30, you're sprinting out the door to make it in time. You're packing your bags, you're going, right? And the other one is, triple parking because it's 5:59 and you just got there and you got to sit for the next hour. You get all the drinks
No,
and
but the
you
problem
sit
is
on them.
if you're in the line, they cut it off. So it doesn't matter if you're in the line. It's
correct,
not like, once you're in the line, fair game. It's like, you've got to chop, guys. Like, let's keep it moving.
Get to the bar by 6,
And
really.
But now they have QR codes.
That is true.
You scan the QR code 558. Who wants 3 drinks? Everyone, you're ordering about 200.
No, but it's an extreme sport because I remember being at the bar line and I'm counting down the 6 seconds, like tick, 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 tick. I'm like, ladies, just wrap it up, boys. Let's just order 1 drink and call it a day. And then sometimes you make it past 6 o'clock, sometimes you don't. But that's the game. That's the sport.
But shout out to the bartenders who actually do give you the happy hour prices at like 6:02, 6:03. Like, oh, come on, there was a long line and they just put it through. Legends.
So I think it's easier for them to give you the price than hear the the drunk verbal you're about to give them.
My next one's also a bit niche. We used to do 9 a.m. check-ins every morning. So my next Canon event is sleeping through a 9 a.m. check-in. And then when someone asks you, just say, my internet was playing up.
I've used that internet excuse for a million things, mate. But it's always, I've missed meetings.
9 a.m. stand-up. You call them check-ins?
Yeah, it was during COVID. So it was literally just checking in. You still alive, brother?
That's crazy. And so what happens? What's the excuse? I lost, sorry guys, internet's down. What else is there?
But then it depends when you're able to send that message. Are you sending it at 9:02? Yeah, your internet's fine. If you're sending it at 9:45, 10, it's not your internet, mate. You know people have slept in.
You got 5G, 4G. Like you can send the Slack message or the Teams message. But talk me through the panic that sets in when you realize you've missed that meeting.
Oh, it's the fear of Christ. You roll over, you open your eyes, you look at your phone, 9:45.
Oh, damn it.
It's sometimes it's, fuck, do I just call in sick?
Yeah.
Just take the
Save
whole
face.
I've lost 45 minutes, might as well just take the whole day at this
You're
point.
writing off the whole day. Yeah, that's
And the
fair.
biggest problem is the sleep you have before is honestly one of the best sleeps you'll ever have. You wake up, check your phone, I'm done here.
And in COVID as well, we were just probably up until 1 playing Warzone or some shit.
3 GTs down.
They know you're taking the mickey. Like they know it. It's you can't get away with it. But it is a scary feeling.
Yeah,
The
you
first
can't
meeting
get
miss.
away with that in this day and age. I feel.
No way.
My next one, again, bit niche, but my next Canon event is you're at a team lunch and you're not sure who's paying. So if it's self-funded, obviously, you might go for something a bit nicer. But if it's, someone else is paying, maybe you stick within a budget. And so you're unsure. And then, let's say you buy something a bit cheaper and then you realize the company's pay for it. Fuck. Should have just gotten the $40 steak.
I feel like this is a lesson you have to learn yourself. You have to experience this to know the lesson.
No, this is also a social faux pas. Like you don't know what to do. So you're sitting there, right? The guy ordered next to you has ordered a schnitzel. The guy next to him has ordered a steak. And now you're like, well, which way do I go?
Yeah.
It's a 50-50.
It's
You got to err on
Robert Frost.
the thing. Two roads.
Diverge into a yellow woods.
No, the thing is, the first time you do this, you have to be conservative. You have to order the schnitzel. Otherwise, you're the guy who ordered the steak on the company's dime.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be conservative the first time. But then eventually, once this Canon event has passed, you realize, mate, I will be ordering whatever I want
Once
and
you're
whatever
part
I
of the
feel
furniture,
like.
you send it.
Yeah. Whatever I feel like on that day doesn't matter the price. I'm not even looking at the price tag. I'm just putting it down.
My next Canon event is getting a hi and then no response.
I hate this, man. Hi. Finish your message.
You say hi back.
It could be how are you? Are you going to the office tomorrow? It could be I've got this urgent deadline due. It could be you're fucked up here. What are you doing? Just tell me now.
It's panic city. You see the hi, you say hi back, and then nothing for like an hour.
You know what the worst is?
And I'm like, fuck, what have I done?
It's when someone, Loki says hi, that's in a high position that you
Yeah.
don't really talk to often.
Yeah.
What have I done?
No, and they know what they're doing as well. Like they know that if they message you without context, it feels scary. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, grow up. Just write hi and your request in the same message. We don't need to do this, small chat.
Next Canon event is when you send an email and you forget to attach the attachment. To be fair, at least Outlook now, if you say in your email, please see attached or please find attached, and then you go send it and you don't attach it, it actually says, oh, have you forgotten to attach your
Great
attachment?
feature.
Great
Bravo.
feature. Whoever at Microsoft did that.
Yeah, full credit to the
Bravo.
chef there. That's
Bravo.
spectacular.
I think I've done this so many times that I don't care anymore that I've missed it. I'll just send a follow-up email straight away.
I hate it. I actually hate it because the thing is, right, Gmail will do this thing. We use Gmail. They do this thing where it's like it'll send and then there'll be a delay. You can undo the send for like 10 seconds.
It's in your outbox.
That's right. And then I always kind of press send and then I scan the email
And
I
then
realize I then realized I've forgotten the attachment. By then the undo button has disappeared. You can't do it anymore. And it's just, I don't know. It's just unprofessional. But
Yeah,
you have to
you
learn.
look like a clown. Like you send the email, then you get the immediate message from someone who's on the chain, like, "Oh, hey mate, I think you forgot to send the attachment."
It's the worst
shit.
feeling.
And a subsequent Canon event to that is when you send an email to the wrong person. So back in KPMG, we had someone who had a name, and then there was someone else with the same name, but they were in KPMG Tokyo. And that person, I'll tell you what, got a lot of emails from KPMG Australia in 2020.
I don't mind that though. I think that's less embarrassing, especially if you don't know
But
the
it
person.
looks so amateur. Like if I'm a bystander, I see this happen.
Yeah.
They tag the wrong row hit, for example, like send tags the wrong person. I'm like, send's an idiot. I'm thinking low of this person. Man.
Oh, sorry. Are you saying like there's a chain and then you've just involved this guy from Tokyo for no reason?
Absolutely. You bring him in. Come.
Oh.
Right, I've got a couple as well to build on Senni's. The first Canon event I have is stressing about whether to take your bag to after work drinks or not.
Oh, this.
You're in the office, especially when it's a Friday.
Yeah.
You're in the office, you're like, let's go to drinks. And you know it's going to be kind of a big night. You're like, I don't want to lug my laptop and all this around. But then if I leave it at the office, I got to come back to the office to get it. I'm not coming in on Monday. I've had this dilemma a million times. The first time you have it, you're worried.
Yeah, the discussion is always, we'll come back and get it on Monday. I'm like, no, you're not. Who are you lying to, mate?
No one ever comes back
No
on
one
Monday.
ever comes back.
So what's the matter? You have to bring your bag.
You just got to.
You always bring your bag.
You just got to take it.
No matter where you're going, you bring your bag. Right. The next one I have is kind of personal and niche. It's if you don't live in the city, it's having to explain how far you live from the city to people that live in and around the city. The first time you do this, you're mind blown that not everyone knows where you live is.
Yeah,
Especially when I just started, I'm like, I had to explain. I live in the hills. I'm like, what's the hills? Oh, it's near Parramatta. And they're like, what's Parramatta? I'm like, come off it, man. You ask them where they live, Surrey Hills, King's Cross, all this and all that.
I swear to God, everyone you meet the first day at work is like they all live in the city or in a city. It's like, does anyone not live out west?
And the worst part is they put an expectation to come in the office now. I'm like, brother, it takes me like an hour and a half to get in, mate. Jog on.
That's what I loved before the metro, dude. I used to throw all kinds of times. Like I used to come in at 9, 9:15, 9:30. I'm like, yeah, dude, hectic traffic on the M2 this morning. Now with the metro, they know 45 minutes from my stop straight to mine. No
traffic.
questions asked. Yeah. Fuck.
All right, the next one I have, my next Canon event is everyone has kissed every single person's ass in an assessment center in hopes to catch the eyes of the people interviewing you. I feel like everyone that has graduated and gone for a grad role has done this. You go in, you try and one-up everyone else just so your name is, at the top of their list of candidates.
I'm not one-upping though. I am making sure everyone feels so included, Like
All of a sudden, all your leadership skills come out all at once.
I'm like this guy, this little Gronk over here is saying some like absolute garbage. I'm like, brother, that sounds like a great idea. What more can we do to improve that? But goodness gracious, that is a Canon event. There's no doubt about it.
Next one I have is staying out way too long at your first company event so you don't seem like an outcast. I've done this at every company I'm at. The first event, I don't want to be first to leave. I've got to suss the vibes of if everyone, stays out late or if it's everyone sticks to, drinks are until 6, everyone leaves at 6. I can't be the first one to leave.
I don't suggest you're going to be the last one to leave, or at least in the last couple. There's no doubt.
Most of the time, I don't want to be there, but I've got to be there. And everyone's got to go through that at every company.
All my fellow Big Four people will relate to this. My Canon event is doing your timesheet at the pub on a Friday afternoon.
I hate timesheets. They're the bane of my existence. The problem is, though, they said they check them at Monday 9. Bro, I was doing it Sunday midnight. I was doing it like
Wait,
the
yours was-
night before I started working. It was sick.
Yours was Monday.
Yes.
Dude,
It was a sick Olympics I played. Like, we went out Sunday, got some beers, and come home from dinner. I'm like, shit, my timesheets are due.
Yeah, at least you had the weekend. Ours were due Friday night. That means you were sitting there at the pub, again, like we said before, rushing down to make the happy
Probably
hour.
got 5 beers in front of you.
And yeah, you're trying to meet that 7 p.m. deadline. And if you didn't, you're getting angry emails from lead partners. So yeah, timesheets at a pub.
All right, I got 2 more. I've got a lot, but I got 2 more. The second last one I have is blocking out your calendar to go get a haircut or other admin you have in your life.
Beautiful.
It's a
You work
classic of
from
the
home,
genre.
and your Canon events, the first time you do it, you're scared. You're scared, like, what if I get pinged? So you probably bring your laptop, probably keep a phone open at home just so you're active. You're doing all that. But after a while, you're like, jog this on, whatever. I'll just send it. I'll go.
I've got one final one. We got a couple of listener ones as well we'll go through, but my final last one is Canon event is the first time you're on a virtual meeting and you forget to put yourself on mute or forget to unmute yourself. Either way, I know someone recently who was at home on a Zoom call, team-wide. He was playing Pokemon. He caught a Pokemon he really wanted and let out a yes. And then there was a quick so-and-so, can you please mute yourself?
Oh, no.
Dude, that makes
So
your
don't
body
be playing Pokemon.
That makes your body go cold the first time someone calls you out on it. All right, last one I have. The Canon event everyone has gone through is finally finding out that genius way to keep your teams active. Whether it's present a PowerPoint, whether it's put something on your spacebar, whatever it is, the moment you figure out your own genius way, you're $1 million. Everyone goes through this.
All right. Then we got a couple of listener ones, so thank you guys for submitting it. We got Shav who says, getting TMI with your coworkers.
Yeah,
Now-
this is a good one. Like, obviously, when you start a new place, you don't really know these people, so you just first, you're throwing jabs first, just to,
You test the range a
taste
little
the
bit.
range
you know
a
what I
bit,
mean?
see
Like,
how they are, and then once you get to know them, the first time you properly bond with your workmates, that's a crazy feeling.
the next one we have is the first time you get hammered and get blackout drunk in front of your colleagues. That comes from Laura.
Yeah, similarly, you can't do it first day you meet them. First Friday, you can't be doing
Yeah, you
that.
do it second day. Blackout drunk though?
No, I've never been blackout drunk in front of my workmates.
But you've
That's-
definitely made a fool of yourself.
Oh,
surely.
100%. Yeah. Countless times, but
And then
But
the
I
next,
make sure it's an environment everyone else is making a fool of themselves. So I'm not
Exactly.
the only one.
But then you got the next day after where you reflect upon your actions and maybe some videos come out of you doing karaoke or dancing and you just sit there scrolling through like cringing.
I mean, rule for life, but rule for definitely for work, never be the drunkest person there.
All right, next one we have Abby. She says the "Can you do this today?" task that comes in at 4:55 p.m.
This is a heartbreaker. You're looking forward to leaving soon. You have
Maybe you got dinner plans.
You got OzTag tonight, you got dinner plans. You're like, fuck, I'm keen to leave. And then you get hit with this and your plans are gone. It's going to take another hour or two and pretty much ruin your night.
But this is another one. Over time, you learn to distance yourself from these sometimes. You set the boundaries, but first few times, you're doing it regardless of what it is.
Yeah. You're not even pushing back at all. It's yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full.
One for... Nah.
All right, so winner says Ryan's Bar lads looking to root receptionist fest.
Nothing good comes out of Ryan Bar on a Friday.
No. And I'll tell you, the first time I went to Ryan's Bar, it was confronting. Just white shirts and, gilets as far as the eye can see. R.M. Williams up to the gills. As a woman, I'd be scared. As a man, I was scared. It's a hell of a place to be.
All right, Cushy writes in applying for other jobs at the office.
That's crazy.
I mean, this is a classic of the genre. Like you're sick and tired of work.
You do that.
At work.
Yeah, of course.
No, that's mental.
Do you mean office or work from home?
Work from home.
Work from home, you do whatever you want, man. In the office,
In the office is
that's gnarly.
mental.
Have you heard of people doing the interviews at their current place?
What?
Like booking out a meeting room
Yeah,
and doing the interview there.
Well, how
Is that
else you-
normal?
yes, how else are you going to do it?
I haven't done
At
this.
home,
It
bro.
sounds crazy.
Like the normal people.
No, back in the day. So this is what happened, right? The first ever job I worked was before COVID. There was no work from home. It was 5 days a week. I was desperately looking for another gig. Mate, of course you had to book a meeting room out, book a meeting with yourself an hour, apply to a couple of jobs when things are slow. Then if you have an interview, yeah, you're going to do it in the meeting room.
Really?
No one's listening.
Take a day off or something. Take a half day. Dentist appointment.
No, dude, this is a proper Canon event because you got to ride the gauntlet a little bit. Like it's electric, the feeling.
That is crazy. I personally wouldn't
I don't
do
have the
that.
balls
but
for this.
I don't have the cojones for that. Wowee, some great Canon events there. Brought back some great memories. Thanks everyone for writing in, and let us know if you want us to do a part 2. Alrighty, that brings us to the end of this week's episode, and wowee, great time, I must say. I had an absolute blast.
So did I.
Migs had an absolute blast, and Ro was blasting out through his nose. What a time to be alive. Quick aside, I did have someone message me during the week about, we floated the idea of doing
Live dating show.
How's this? I'm getting people I know messaging me, like, get this guy. He will be great on the show. Don't be nominating other people. Don't be cowardly. Nominate yourself. Don't nominate other people.
I actually am all for people nominating anyone and everyone.
Against their will?
Against their will, mate. We will reach out to them and we'll say, hey, we've heard you want to be on this show. Mate, come on. It's a free gig.
Well, fine. There you go. If you do know people who would be great on the show, please nominate them. Send them through on our Instagram. You can always follow us there. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on YouTube as well. And you can catch all our old episodes there as well. And we'll catch you next week.